All right, let's get right into it. For decades, the entire world of fitness and muscle building has been built around one single, powerful idea about protein. But what if that idea is being completely upended by science right now? Today, we're talking about the plant protein revolution.
You've heard this a million times, right? In the gym, from coaches, in every fitness magazine from the last 30 years. This was the undisputed dogma. The simple belief that, animal protein is the only way to get seriously strong and build real muscle.
And that, right there, is the billion-dollar question. Because as more and more people are trying out plant-based diets, whether it's for their health or for personal reasons, science is now being forced to take a much, much closer look at this old belief. And honestly, the answers are shaking the very foundations of sports nutrition.
So where did this whole idea even come from? Well, for years, the science was all built around this concept of protein quality. And that really came down to two things. First, bioavailability, which is just a fancy way of saying how easily your body can actually absorb and use the protein. And second, having a complete amino acid profile, meaning it's got all the essential building blocks our bodies need. Animal proteins, they check both boxes no problem, and whey protein was crowned the undisputed gold standard.
Okay, but this is where the story gets really interesting. A huge wave of new, really high-quality research isn't just questioning this old hierarchy, it's completely dismantling it. The highest levels of scientific evidence we have are now painting a very, very different picture.
So let's look at the ultimate showdown, a massive meta-analysis. This is the gold standard of evidence, pulled together all the data from 19 different top-tier studies. They put people on weight training programs and split them into two camps. One group eating a standard omnivorous diet, the other group eating a completely plant-based diet. The goal was super simple. Who got stronger?
And the result? This is the kicker. When it came to overall strength gains, the difference between the two groups was zero. Nada. No statistically significant difference at all. Just let that sink in for a second. The highest level of evidence we have found that a well-planned, plant-based diet did not hold back strength gains one bit.
And this brings us to this really powerful concept that you're hearing more and more in the scientific community, anabolic parity. It's really just a way of saying that as long as your total protein intake is high enough, your muscles don't really care where that protein comes from. Plant-based diets can support growth just as well. The old champion, it seems, has finally met its match.
So how is this even possible, right? How can plants possibly compete with the supposed king of protein? Well, to get that, we need to kind of pop the hood and look at the fundamental biological process that actually builds muscle in the first place.
It all boils down to this: muscle protein synthesis, or MPS for short. Think of it like this. After you work out, you've created these tiny tears in your muscles. MPS is the construction crew that comes in to repair and rebuild those muscle fibers, making them bigger and stronger than before. The food you eat provides both the signal to start working and the bricks, the amino acids to do the job. And for years, we thought only animal protein could send the strongest signal.
Our understanding of this has really changed over time. If you look at this timeline, back in the 90s, the thinking was super simple. Whey is the best, period. Then in the 2000s, science got more specific and identified a key amino acid, leucine, as the trigger that kicks off MPS. Since animal proteins are loaded with leucine, this just seemed to seal the deal. But now, in the 2020s, the story has its incredible new chapter, showing that plants can trigger that exact same powerful response.
Part of the old bias came from the fact that the early research pretty much only used soy protein to represent all plant proteins. And yeah, those first studies did show soy had a bit of a lower muscle-building response compared to milk protein. But that's kind of like judging an entire orchestra based on how just the violin sounds. It's not the whole picture.
And this chart from a 2024 study just illustrates the modern solution perfectly. So look at that first bar on the left. That's your standard plant protein blend. It gives you a pretty good response, but yeah, it's not as high as whey protein on the far right. But now, look at that middle bar. When scientists simply fortified the plant blend with a little extra leucine, its muscle-building response shot right up, becoming basically identical to whey. So it's not about plant versus animal anymore, it's about making sure you get enough of the right building blocks.
And this whole revolution, it doesn't just stop with the usual suspects like soy and pea protein. Oh no, scientists are now exploring a whole new world of alternative proteins that could completely change the game for everyone.
So get ready, because the future of protein is a little weird, but it's also incredibly cool. We're talking about microprotein, which actually comes from fungi, and one study found it stimulated muscle growth even more than milk protein did. Then you've got insect protein from mealworms, which a 2021 study showed was just as effective as milk. Even things like algae, like spirulina, are proven to be potent muscle builders. The menu of high-quality protein is expanding in ways we never would have imagined.
Okay, so the science is super clear. That's great. But what does this actually mean for you, for your goals? How do you take all this new information and actually apply it? Let's break it down into a simple, actionable blueprint.
This number, right here, is the one that matters most. The scientific consensus for anyone who's active and wants to build muscle is to shoot for about 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of your body weight every day. Honestly, just hitting this target is way more important than stressing about where exactly that protein is coming from.
So how do you actually hit that number with plants? Well, you build your diet around a variety of quality sources. As you can see here, soy is a total powerhouse. Its leucine content is right up there with animal proteins. But the real secret isn't just to eat one thing. The key is diversity. When you mix in different sources like pea protein, quinoa, and lentils throughout the day, you create what's called a complementary protein profile. You're basically guaranteeing you get that full spectrum of amino acids your muscles are craving.
So look, here it is in 3 simple steps. Step 1, focus on quantity. Hit that 1.6 grams per kilogram target every day. Step 2, focus on quality. That means eating a wide variety of different plant protein sources. And step 3, be mindful, plan your meals, but don't be worried. The evidence is totally clear now. You can absolutely build muscle and get stronger without any animal products.
All right, let's just sum it all up. The bottom line is this. The science now shows that a well-planned vegan diet does not compromise your strength gains. The total amount of protein you eat is way more important than the source. Those old concerns about plant protein being inadequate for muscle building, they're just unfounded as long as you're eating enough. And maybe best of all, the future is bright, with all these innovative new protein sources expanding the options for everyone.
So, the protein hierarchy that stood for decades, it's officially fallen. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? As science keeps pushing forward, what other long-held truth in health and fitness is going to be the next one to get debunked? Now that's something to think about.